hours ago. I'm so tired. I'm like, we were in the Magic Kingdom until 1:30 on New Year's Eve with a 3-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a Teddy.
Why?
Because they were open, and we got on 3 roller coasters in an hour, which every roller coaster had a 2-hour wait all day. So,
well, there you go.
And if I'm
That
gonna spend all that darn money to be down there at that time,
Mark,
it was
we're good.
wild.
Good.
So,
I'd like to call this meeting to order. Public notice of this meeting. Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been given by the Board Secretary on December 20th, 2024 in the following manner. Posted notice on the school bulletin board at the Administration Building, transmitted to the Courier Post, Philadelphia Inquirer, and the Clerk of Cherry Hill Township. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So our first order of business is to share the general election official results. And the 3 elected individuals were Bridget Palmer, Dean Drizzen, and Kurt Braddock. Mr. Green, could you administer the oaths of office, please?
Right over here this way.
This way?
Yeah, we'll turn our side profile to the audience. Raise your right hand, and when I say state your name, obviously state your name. Do not say state your name. There are 2 oaths that we're going to administer. We'll take our time. I state your name.
I, Kurt Braddock,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and this state
and this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I state your name.
I, Kurt Braddock,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications
that I possess the qualifications
prescribed by law
prescribed by law
for the office of member
for the office of member
of the Cherry Hill Board of Education.
of the Cherry Hill Board of Education.
Am not disqualified as a voter
I'm not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to RS
RS
19:4-1. Am not disqualified
I'm not disqualified
due to conviction of a crime or offense
due to conviction of a crime or offense
listed in
NJSA
NJSA 18A
18A:
12-1, and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties of that office
perform all the duties of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Welcome aboard. You can have your seats.
All right, so our next order of business will be to do a roll call vote for the new board. When I call your name, please indicate your attendance. Kurt Braddock. Renee Sherfain.
Here.
Dean Drizzen.
Dryzen, here.
Drazen. Jeez. Kimberly Gallagher.
Here.
Adam Greenbaum.
Here.
Joel Mayer.
Here.
Bridget Palmer.
Here.
Miriam Stern.
Here.
Gina Winters.
Here.
Okay. We're now going to open up the floor for nominations of board president. Mr. Mayor.
I do have a nomination for board president, but before doing that, we'll have a new president, and I just don't want to miss the opportunity to thank our outgoing president. So I'd like to take a couple minutes to do that. The last couple of years have been among the most impactful that I can recall, not just on my time on the board, but before I was a board member, going back from the successful bond initiative. Now we're seeing a lot of that construction coming to fruition. The successful transition to our new and highly qualified and effective superintendent, the LMC, and so many other things that we have done here under the leadership of Mrs. Stern, who has been a stalwart supporter, protector of students and staff, those that need the most protection. She's never shied away from criticism, much of which was undeserved and unfortunate, as I know all too well. I just didn't want to just raise a hand and raise a new name without taking the opportunity to thank Mrs. Stern for the last 2 years of her leadership, being a partner to me on leadership. And that said, it's time for some new leadership. It's time for new ideas and new passion. And with that, I fully throw my support behind and also nominate for President Gina Winters.
Any other nominations? Okay. Going to do another roll call vote. Kurt Braddock?
Yes, Gina Winters, is that what I'm saying?
Yes, Mrs. Winters, my apologies.
Yes, Mrs. Winters.
Renee Sherfain?
Yes.
Jean Drazen?
Yes.
Kimberly Gallagher?
Yes.
Adam Greenbaum?
Yes.
Joel Mayer?
Yes.
Bridget Palmer?
Yes.
Miriam Stern?
Wholeheartedly, yes.
And Gina Winters.
Yes.
Congratulations, Mrs. Winters. Thank you so much. And I'd like to open nominations for Vice President. Ms. Sherfain.
I'd like to nominate Kimberly Gallagher.
Any other nominations? Ms. Stern.
I'd like to nominate Adam Greenbaum.
Thank you. Any other nominations? Seeing none, Ms. Sugars, please call the vote for Vice President. Okay, as I call your name, please indicate which candidate you're voting for. Kurt Braddock,
Greenbaum.
Renee Sherfain,
Kimberly Gallagher.
Jean Drazen.
It's Dryzen.
Dryzen. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Adam Greenbaum.
Kimberly Gallagher,
Gallagher.
Adam Greenbaum,
Greenbaum.
Joel Mayer,
Adam Greenbaum.
Bridget Palmer,
Mr. Greenbaum.
Miriam Stern,
Mr. Greenbaum.
and Gina Winters. Mr. Greenbaum. Motion carries for Mr. Greenbaum. Congratulations. All right, the next few items on the agenda are appointments. I'd like to make a motion to approve the district representative to the Camden County School Boards Association Executive Committee For that appointment, I recommend Ms. Gallagher be appointed as the district's representative to the Camden County School Board's Executive Committee on reorganization in January 2026. Do I have a second? Ms. Stern, all those in favor, vote yes. It is unanimous yes vote. For the next appointment, I recommend that Ms. Gallagher be appointed as the district's representative to the New Jersey School Boards Association until reorganization in January 2026. Is there a second? Ms. Sherfain, all in favor? It's unanimous yes vote. The third one is that I recommend that Ms. Sherfain be appointed as the district representative to the Camden County Educational Services Commission until reorganization in January 2026. Is there a second? Mr. Mayor? All those in favor? It's unanimous yes vote. And finally, it is recommended that Lynn Sugars be appointed as the Public Agency Compliance Officer for the Board of Education for bid specifications, construction contracts, and procurement, professional and service contracts for a term commencing on January 3rd, 2025, until reorganization in January 2026. Do I have a second? Mr. Braddock? All in favor? Excellent, unanimous as well. Thank you. Moving on, the next three items we're going to do all together. So that's agenda item 5.1, which is approval of the Code of Ethics. Agenda item 6.1 is designation of the official newspaper. And 7.1, which is board meeting dates and advertisements. Do I have a second? Ms. Stern, all those in favor? We have a unanimous yes vote. Excellent. So the next item on the agenda is an item for board discussion. It is the board committee structure revisions. So this has to do with the project that the previous board started, which was led by Ms. Gallagher, to address the way our board committees are structured and function together. So tonight, what we're going to do is the first piece of that revision, which is to move all committee meetings to one night instead of over 2 nights. Previously, there were 4 committees that met over 2 nights, Monday and Tuesday. We're going to consolidate that into 3 committees meeting on Tuesday nights in a row. This will hopefully allow for easier access for members of the public and easier for board members as well to get to those committee meetings. So that can be done tonight by this new board. The other changes, which include the creation of a governance committee and the creation of other special committees for certain purposes, that will have to be voted on by this board. So that will be at the next public meeting, January 14th. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Ms. Gallagher.
Just a quick question. So do you know what time the meetings will be on those Tuesday nights?
I do. Mr. Greenbaum, correct me if I'm wrong. It's off the top of my head. I think what worked best for everybody's schedule, based on the committee survey that you did, was to have the P&L committee, which will be chaired by Mr. Mayor, meet first at 5 o'clock. Second will be the CNI committee, which I will chair, which will meet at 6 o'clock. And finally, BNF at 7 o'clock, chaired by Mr. Greenbaum. And board members, you will be notified of which committee you've been assigned to. But rest assured that the good work Ms. Gallagher did, everybody's going to get their first choice committee. So the committee that you're hoping for is the committee you'll be on. I hope that makes everybody excited to do the work they're going to be doing. Committees will also have 3 members this year with a 4th position open so that members can rotate among committees and they can see what's happening in the other committees. That way we're not working in isolation, but we're working as a team. Any other questions or comments? All right, well, that was easy. Now we're going to move on to public comment. Tonight we have 1 public comment section during which you may comment on any topic. Public comment is an opportunity for members of the community to comment on members relevant to the operations of the Cherry Hill Public School District or within the authority of the Cherry Hill Board of Education. The board welcomes diverse opinions on relevant matters. Under established federal law governing reasonable restrictions on speech in public forums, statements which demean individual community members or groups or which are irrelevant to the operations of the school district or repetitious will not be permitted. Community members who would like to present information not relevant to the school district are always welcome to communicate directly to the district superintendent, board president, and all board members via email or other alternative means. And as by custom, we start in the room. Is there anybody in the room who would like to make a public comment? Please state your name and municipality.
Ann Einhorn, Cherry Hill. I really don't approve of moving all the committee meetings to one evening. What I particularly don't approve of is we had the same problem with the previous committee starting at 5 p.m. Some of us work. So you've really cut out a segment of the population that can get here in a timely fashion, which doesn't bode well for transparency as far as I'm concerned. I'm not sure of the policy, but CNI and BNF tend to be the longest meetings. So obviously there won't probably be any time for public comment. And it's really the only way some of us in the community have a chance to see what you're talking about, not just condensed in a regular public meeting. And I really think that's unfair to those of do take our own time to come to see you work in action. 3-member thing is probably a good thing, but I think you need to take serious consideration as to the fact that there is a whole community out here and they may not show up at all your committee meetings, but our time is just as valuable as yours. And that's why we come to listen. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Sugars, is there anyone on the line? Oh. Who is running the online? Phone number ending in 788. It is now your turn.
My name is Jeff Podowitz, and I live in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. There was an article by Professor Soyan Ann, Tennessee State University, entitled Teaching Difficult Knowledge of World War II in the Philippines for Transformative Learning, published in Engaged Student Learning Essays, Best Practices in the University System of Georgia, Volume 3, 2021. Please read that. Look for it. In a school board meeting on December 17, 2024, board approved that Dr. Ann and her group would be conducting research in our school district. At the December 3rd school board meeting, it was discussed that Dr. Ann's group approached us in Cherry Hill because they knew that we were having an AAPI studies, and they were mandated by the state of New Jersey and would be part of our curriculum. And the research grants would allow them to do research and then in turn provide us in Cherry Hill with resources and additional enhancements for our program. They will be doing some interviews and on-site work. Given what I read in that article that I just told you by Dr. Sun Ann, entitled Teaching Difficult Knowledge of World War II in the Philippines for Transformative Learning, I would ask the school board members and administrators and teachers and the public to read this article. And school leaders, rescind your approval to have that group do research in Cherry Hill and our school district. Read that. Rescind your approval. It is evident from this article that the teaching methods they use on students is manipulative of students when it comes to making their points. That's the points of these teachers, these professors. An example, even though the Philippines was described as a U.S. colony, they felt to Japan, our U.S. government focused on Europe first policy. That's not really, that doesn't make any sense, to be honest with you. That's not really what happened. Also, since U.S. was involved with the Philippines from 1898 to 1946 in colonial rule, so the students' previous idea that World War II was a just war and that the United States helped save people from suffering under the empires of Germany and Japan is false. Yeah, no, it's not false. We in the United States may not have been benevolent saviors. We are not benevolent saviors, according to Dr. Ann. What is not stated in this article that—
Your time is up. Thank you for calling in. Now we go back to the room. Please state your name and municipality. Thank you.
Rick Short, Cherry Hill. Safety and security is the number one goal, or the number one goal for the Cherry Hill Public Schools. It's now 2025, and you still don't have interior secure. You still do not have it. You have the money in the bond, but you continue to ignore it. You also continue to ignore bus safety, and bullards, which is more important than ever, I guess, right now. You also continue to ignore putting new windows on the outside of West as the air just flies right out. But more importantly, you have a choice for the board members this year: to practice truth and love, or to continue lies and hate. It's time to end the radical DEI ideologies. The Cherry Hill schools have are infused with hate and hate against police BLM content. Did the public consent to this? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. The Cherry Hill Schools curriculum has infused DEI radical divisive pedagogy. Did the public okay this? Is it a violation of the civil rights of 1964, which outlaws discrimination based on color, religion, and race? Your own policy of 2100 mentions other than white. Is that racist? I hold this plaque in my arm for the police survivors in their honor. And Black Lives Matter works against the honor of New Jersey State Trooper Forrester, Philadelphia Police Officer Faulkner, and Philadelphia Police Officer Ramp. This is unacceptable. The goal of the Abolitionist Teaching Network is to destroy America, destroy capitalism, destroy all prisons. For 4 years, this radical pedagogy has been injected into your schools. I don't have enough time to read the rest of this, but I will continue. I welcome the 9 board members to a meeting with the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Short. I don't see any other hands online. Is there anybody else in the room who would like to make a comment? Please approach the microphone now. Seeing none, I'm going to close public comment and take a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Ms. Palmer, all in favor of adjourning? Excellent. Thank you so much.